Good morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is November 16th, 2020, and happy Monday to everyone. Today we're going to be talking briefly about the new app, Parler. And there's been several articles that have gone up with regards to this particular platform that are a bit concerning. So I'm going to be going over the ADL platform currently. Now, for those of you that have an issue with ADL, let me just say that they're very good at catching these sorts of things. So even if you have issues in other ways with them, their information with regards to watching out for extreme characters or characters on the fringe that could be a problem has been, in my view, 100% accurate. This particular article is called Where the Mainstream Mingles with Extreme. And I think it's important that everybody take a look at it if they've got a chance. I'm going to be going over that article right now. For those of you that don't know about Parler, the social media site Parler, which has become increasingly more popular among conservatives, has also attracted a range of extreme characters. In recent weeks, the site has drawn millions of new users that are frustrated with what they perceive to be anti-conservative. Or a bias towards conservative views. Mainly far-right views, though, not necessarily conservative, in my opinion. A lot of the mainstream media, social media platforms tend to exhibit what they see as a lack of understanding for far-right or fringe ideologies. While the site itself is not extreme in any way, extreme characters have joined Parler in large numbers alongside millions of mainstream users that are creating the potential for extensive and very worrying commingling of extreme ideologies and non-extreme ideologies. Parler is just the latest in a long line of platforms, which include such platforms as Telegram and Gab that have actually attempted to lure the far-right users or regular right-wing users away from the mainstream social media platforms and into a more extreme atmosphere or echo chamber. The site experienced exponential growth in the most recent months, especially following Election Day, as Twitter and Facebook limited posts by President Trump and other far-right influencers that violated terms and services prohibiting the spread of misinformation and disinformation. Parler currently claims to have around 8 million active viewers. Parler has attracted a range of far-right extreme actors, such as the Proud Boys, Q, any form of anti-government extremists, including several of the groups such as the Three Percenters, and so on. They openly are able to promote their ideologies on the site, while, for example, Holocaust deniers and anti-Semitism, prejudice and racism and other forms of bigotry are also very easy to find on this platform, which is very disheartening. In the days following the election, extreme and mainstream conservatives alike are using Parler to organize and recruit for pro-Trump type of marches and these sorts of things, which is, of course, well within their right, such as the events in Washington, D.C. and elsewhere. However, when we get to the problem of extreme groups that are using this particular platform and others as an echo chamber, and they're commingling with regular conservatives, we have the possibility of an outbreak of recruitment in extreme ways. While Parler is not an extreme platform, the site hosts a significant and growing number of users who adhere to a wide variety of mostly extreme and far right-wing ideologies. Unlike more mainstream platforms, Parler allows users to direct followers to sites like Telegram and BitChute, which are rife with very extreme content from time to time. you find extreme to the point that it technically should be a rated X in another category, let me just say. Some extreme characters have garnered large followings on Parler, including, as of November 11th, Laura Loomer, the Proud Boys, Infowars, Q, Vidare, and a number of other, a number of other characters that are very clearly very, very far to the right and breed a lot of disinformation with regards to what I would consider disinformation through conspiracy theories that have no basis for factual information. There are also a lot of groups and figures that have established Parler accounts that include groups like The Right Stuff, America First, Groypers, David Duke, and many others that sincerely are of the far right ideology, to a massive extreme. As millions of conservatives are flocking to the site, Parler risks becoming a right-wing echo chamber that could exacerbate political polarization and division, even worse than we already have in this country. And extremes may attempt to leverage this mainstream migration as a way to elevate their own very hateful views. Not all extreme characters are convinced that Parler will be a permanent home. Some fear that the site will go the way of other social media platforms that begin to self-professed havens for free speech, but then later end up cracking down on extreme content, which I would imagine probably will become a necessity because of how extreme it seems to be coming in certain corners of this particular platform. Parler currently boasts more than 8 million users, a number of that represent a more than 8-fold increase, according to CEO John Mates' November 10th, 2020 letter to Parler users. In the letter, Mates celebrated the platform's growth and applauded Parler's efforts, dubbed Twexit and Erasebook, and attract Twitter and Facebook users away from those sites, citing that the platform's alleged suppression of election information as a catalyst for users' departure. Now, I want everybody to keep in mind here that what I am actually talking about is not necessarily anything to have to do with the specific election. What I'm concerned about is what we see with regards to disinformation across all social media platforms. And those are things like the SovSit packages that were being sold by April or June, and people with less scruples than you should have as an influencer on social media. Scam artists, con artists, and of course, spreading any kind of hate is a terrible thing. I'm extremely concerned about this with regards to this platform, and that was why I started to actually take a look at some of the information that was out there with regards to this. Please, if you have the opportunity to take a look at this article, do so. And remember, even if you disagree with a particular news source, it's good to take in the information anyway, because it's easy for you to discern when going on a platform like Parler as to whether or not their information is accurate. This is not hidden or special information. This is a warning, and it's something that should be taken seriously in today's climate. I don't care if you're left-wing, right-wing, or straight down the middle. The truth is, there is no room in our society or in our democracy for hate. And the further polarized we become, the harder it's going to be to join together. And the further separated and divided we are, the easier it is for the entire country to fall. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Bye-bye.